representing what this country stands for is opportunity for people to be in enterprise and get a return on their enterprising work. So that idea has been dwelling, whatever you call it, a good wine, whatever the word is, in my mind until I wrote the book. I didn't really release the book until 2009, and 2012, and somebody says it's too early. Because I thought, I'll try to run. I was going to run for governor in Iowa when I was out there, and the minute the governor heard that, because he has seen some of my books, he had these surveyors all over. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, the establishment isn't threatened at this point by anyone. So the American Enterprise Party doesn't have to have all 170 million workers vote for them, or all the 77 million baby boomers, or the 40 million uninsured. It only has to have 8 seats in the Senate, 20 seats in the House, and be the swing vote. To break up, rather than have filibusters, is it swings one way or the other depending upon how we're going to solve these problems, because that's their mission, is problem solving, not discussing, debating, tabling the committee issues. In my nursing home, wouldn't let any of my management people say the word. If we're going to get together, I don't want to talk issues. I want to talk problems and solutions. And that, in my book, I believe, is what I've done. I have America in the red zone. America's in the red zone on health. People aren't healthy. The failing government taketh away. It's my experience with having to deal with this monopsony. Because what we did was what would solve the problem. My idea on tearing down the monopsony is franchising a lot more of our businesses. The nursing home is perfect for franchising because right now 40, 50, 60% is owned by chains. The owners never go there. They're never there. We were owners. We were there. We fixed them up, made them reputable. They didn't smell. People liked working there. People liked coming there, and people were going home. I had three models that I was going to build into a franchise business, and they were all over me all the time for petty stuff. We never killed anybody, but they alleged that we did. We never hurt anybody, and it was horrible. So we sold them. We got the hell out. But I still believe that the companies that are in that business are in it for the real estate. They're in it for the money. There isn't any question about it. Yeah, I had to make my payroll. I did. We owned them for almost 7 years. And we met our payroll, and the bank believed in us. But the community would not stand up for us, nor would the mayor, because they believed that the state surveyors were correct, that we had violated something. So franchising would represent taking these nursing homes. New York Times just had an article saying that rural nursing homes are going to close, and where are we going to put these people? Well, okay, the solutions that I hear, we'll send them home. Well, there's no one at home. They're all working. That ain't going to happen. We'll send them to the city. Well, they'll die in 6 months if you have to take them out of their nursing home. So they don't have a solution for that either. My solution is that they allow models to be built. Give me a demonstration project. I'll take 10 of them. We'll organize them, use our software, make them work the way they should work. People will be going home, and we don't have to talk about how that nursing homes are despicable and you can't trust the owners and whatever. Let us prove it, and then that will catch on. Like, if you can do it with coffee and hamburgers, why in the hell can't we do it with services for the elderly? And so that's another one of the things in the book, is that failing government, here's how you do it. I have a book called The Boomers Are Coming. It factors in them and how we're going to have to handle that. I've got another book on the American Red Zones on health. My wife and I have just finished a book on how how to live. It's termed How to Live Together, how to live forever after. We're married for 60 years, so we're going to New York. We've got 4 books being displayed at the end of this month, and we're going there together. But you know, you go to my website. It's called Lifestyles for Aging. You'll see pictures of us. We scored out 20 years younger on our biological age relative to our chronological age. And people wonder, how in the hell do you do it? Well, we've written a book now, what we call our 12,000 Habits for Living Forever After. And because marriages are in trouble, with half the country's getting a divorce, and the second marriage isn't any better than the third. So, you know, will we solve any of these problems? Hell, I don't know. We're going to have to live to 100 before we'll even see probably our books selling. But the solution: shift the paradigm, get a third party that will break the log jam. I don't know, you can call it anything you want. I wouldn't call it an independent party. What does that mean? In my book, hell, I have a whole platform. I have a whole a whole organizational structure and a board of what I call erectors, not directors. We're erecting a new healthcare system, a new party. You know? And so other books, I'm a poet. I write a lot of poetry, have forever. And so at this point, we retired in 2015. I call it retirement because I'm never going to be retired. But we sold the facilities, and we had a deal that we were going to make some money on from a group out of New Jersey. I paid $2.8 million for these 2 in Iowa. I had an offer for $8.5 million because I had debt of $5 or $6 million just turning the thing around. And the surveyors, and it was to close January 1. The surveyors were in October, assessed me with a fine of $8,000 a day for 40-some days, and it killed my deal. Because, of course, the buyer said, no, I'll pay the fine, but I'll only pay you $5.6 million for your facilities. So we had to go out and find another buyer, which we finally found one for less money, and we were able to liquidate all of our debt, but basically came out of it with nothing. But writing and speaking and we used to do seminars for people. We have what we thought we were going to do is lifestyles for aging coaching. I mean, the website is actually set up to do that. But have I talked long enough, or do you want more?
Well, we have about 4 minutes left to the hour, and I want to be sure that we get those website links to where we can view and take in all of your books and your poetry as well.
Okay, well, great. My book website is www.jerry, Jerry, Rhoads, Rhoads, author.com. And then my website for Lifestyles for Aging is www.lifestylesforaging.com.
All right. And I will have
and Amazon has the book.
Yeah, I will have those links in the description of this episode.
Okay, well, thank you.
Most definitely. So I did have a question. So do you still own and operate some of those nursing homes?
No, we sold the one in Arkansas. We sold the 2 in Iowa. You know, we bought them when we were 70. approaching their 70s, and then we sold them when we were 75, and everybody's telling. And most of our patients were younger than we were. They certainly weren't as healthy as we were. And that's the irony of it. The average age of people in nursing homes is coming down. It used to be in the high 80s. Now it's in the 70s. We have a lot of young people that are in nursing homes when they've closed the mental health hospitals and state hospitals. But no, we retired, sold them. I would love to get back in. I've got, a friend that says there might be a possibility that there would be some interest in buying real estate, because then, if in a franchise you own the real estate, you lease it out to a local operator, and they follow your system, or they don't keep the franchise. And franchising, in my estimation, is the greatest invention that America's had, other than digital, and it would be a perfect application, because the local person has to be there. When you're there and you see problems, you're responsible. You're accountable by the community. It would work, I believe, great. And I don't know if I'll live to see that or a third party, but I'll die trying.
Most definitely. Well, Mr. Jerry Rhoads, it has been my absolute pleasure having you as a guest. I wish we could talk more, but we only have hour shows here. You're definitely informative, and I would actually like to see that third party happen. We desperately need that in our government and our system as people. I believe we can take back the power by monopolizing, certain regiments within the government that they've even made private.
Right. Well, no, I appreciate it, because you two folks get people's attention because of the way the power of the voice. And that's why I came on here. I've worried about this ever since I heard I'm going to do it, and now I want to do it some more. But if you need me to come back, I will come back. I've got another one that I'm supposed to have here, but I really appreciate your just letting me rant.
Oh, most definitely. And that was just one book, and you have several. So, yeah, I would love to pick your brain about the climate of our country, because I am overly concerned as a citizen with children. And as you can imagine, they will inherit all of our problems and plus more. So. Oh, yeah.
I didn't even get the education.
Yeah,
That's a biggie.
Man, wow. Yeah, we definitely have to talk some more about that. The education system is jacked up. Yep,
just let me know.
All right, Mr. Rhoads, again, appreciate you, and have a wonderful evening.
Well, thanks for having me. You're a gentleman, and I think you are able to make a difference.
Thank you very much. That means so much to me.
I'll keep listening.
You've reached the end of another episode of the Global Summit House podcast. Subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Podbean, iHeartRadio, iTunes, or Google Play. Connect with us at globalsummithouse.com. See you on the next episode.